So man,
So
did y'all watch The Last of Us?
Last of Us?
Yeah.
What was it?
I did. I asked it on purpose.
The video game, bro?
That's what I was just mad at. Ain't this a video game?
They turned into a live action series.
I wanna watch it though. I will watch it. I will get on my I will watch it though.
It's not bad. I watched the first episode. I'm purposefully waiting now so I can binge it when it's over.
I'm sending a couple little links out, if anybody wanna.
How they say it? Hey man, we're gonna wait a couple more seconds till our chat get before we go ahead and get started. You feel me, you be?
If anybody wanna
Chime in. Tell us how we wrong.
Tell us to stop cussing.
Facts, they already said that too. We be cussing too much.
Who said that?
I was like, spaces don't cuss that much.
Right, Spaces don't cuss. He don't cuss enough for the both of us. All three of us. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta fill in
the time.
You fill in the in betweens.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Doom, doom, doom.
New Era, Mitchell and S, if y'all looking. Send that sponsorship, B. I know Jay every day at Star Wearing has too. You feel me? I know Spaces will take off his bandanas. His baby mama gear. No baby daddy gear, my bad.
So man, crazy world we live in.
What we talking about?
A whole lot. We wanted to continue talking about passport bros.
Let's hold off on that because I got a theory with that where we get a little bit more people in. Because I know I'm going to take the conversation right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got something to say? Anybody got free, whatever?
Free nothing.
I mean, we're going to
working my back out. My back hurt.
Are you as sore as your arms for when you work out your arms?
No, that was my chest last time, right up in here in the shoulders. Now, it's the kind of lower back, but it's okay. It's not hurting. And then I'm gonna take me one of the muscle relaxers. Don't do that. Don't take a muscle relaxer when you gotta go to work. You're gonna fall asleep. And then my line of work should be falling asleep. So. But me and Ma have been getting it in as far as working out. It's been pretty cool.
That's dope.
I think y'all will start seeing it on me when I put all these cupcakes and shit down. But still, don't run up on me though. Like, I am strong as hell for real. I might don't look like it, but I am.
Yeah. You trying to get ready for the trip?
What trip? Oh, the DR?
Yeah.
What is it, DR? And that's what we're going DR?
Get them tickets to come down.
Hey, we worry about, hey, man. Hey, these
gonna
suits
be at
looking
Arnie's
real
Idol Hour in a minute.
Yeah, we looking at, we gonna be some passport bros, too. Do we put them applications in?
I ain't a part of that, but.
We passport bros activated. Passport bros activated.
Come on with it, man. Come on with it.
Come on with
what you got? What you got with the passport bros? Come on with it.
No, I was on vacation, right? So I went to go get a pedicure. And I was telling Jay every day this, because I had started back talking to him about this too. And I just came to realization, because I was getting a pedicure, right? Let me tell you a little story. I was getting a pedicure, and it was I don't want to speak incorrectly. I don't know what the lady nationality was, but it was some type of either Asian, Chinese, Taiwan, something like that where they going. So after she got through, she was like, she did, that sounded wrong as hell. That sounded super wrong. After she had got through doing my feet or whatever, and I'm finna get put on, she tried to put on my socks for me. And I'm looking like, what the fuck? And she's like, no. I'm like, no, I got it. I still got you with the tip and all that stuff, right? So after it got through, I got the down in my head. These dudes that's passport bros really want somebody to, reason why they going over there doing it is they want somebody, because I seen, it made me uncomfortable how she was doing it. But I kind of got the idea like this what they really is looking for. They looking for like somebody to be waiting on them hand and foot. Like kiss the ground you walk up on. And to me, that's kind of like, in my eye, that's kind of lame. Like to have a woman just sit here and want to say yes to everything you're doing and want to kiss the ground you walk on. No, I don't want all that from her. That's like another servant. Like almost to me, that's like a servant or a slave in my eye. Because I want you to serve me sometime, but I don't want you to be a servant to me. If that make any sense? So, and it's just like, it made me want to talk about it a little bit more because it's been going around the internet and all this and all those type of things. But it's like, why would I want a woman to just like, every time I say something, she like, yes. And then Jay every day sent the thing, and because we talked about it, he sent what was it, the video in the group chat? What it was? You remember what it was?
No, I kind of forgot.
What's dude? Well, you know his name. Remember his name?
Oh, Ron Wills.
Ron Wills, and he was talking about. He was really essentially talking about what I'm talking about now, about a yes woman or a woman just agreeing with you a little bit too much. You want your woman to agree with you, but you want some pushback because your woman is like one of your greatest assets as well. She see things that you would not see. She'll see, phoniness out of a person that you would not see. She'll see something that's wrong because mine is just the same way. I know I get on her about it because I don't like it sometimes, but I think it's best in my best interest because I let a lot of shit slide. She don't. She will pick up on it real quick and say, like, no, this shouldn't be like this, or no, this shouldn't be like this. And that's just what I seen when I was getting me a pedicure, and it just dawned on me, and I started just thinking about it. That's why I really wanted to talk about it a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, my wife's like that, too, where she picks out certain things I wasn't paying attention to. Yeah. But me being me, I just do what I want to do anyway, and then like, whatever she's pointed out, it shows, now it rears its head to me, and then I'm like, oh, this is what she was talking about. Yeah. So, but it is always good to have those extra pair of eyes. If you have a woman who's always agreeing with you, you can say, hey, I'm from planet Mars, and she's like, oh yeah, you from planet Mars, like right. And she's agreeing with that, like, okay, something. She has a
ulterior motive,
or just another agenda that she's probably trying to pass off, or what I'm saying, get past you.
Bark like a dog.
Right?
Like, I don't know. I agree in that sense. Like, what they call them is yes woman. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I definitely don't want that at all. I'm okay. What was it? Prince Akeem left the girl that was supposed to be destined for him. Yeah. And then he flew to Queens and to find a queen. I guess he thought they'd be walking around everywhere, but he found a woman with some personality.
Yeah, but it's just the sense of you want a woman that like if you got a woman that just say yes to everything, that's another child. And it's just an adult child. She don't have no personality. I ain't gonna say personality because you're kind of using the wrong word. But no say so and no, what's the word I'm kind of looking for? No like communication to tell you like this ain't right. I really don't like this, or I really don't like that. Like just say yes to everything you do. Come on, man. And half of the time they don't even really like you like that. It's really like you paying for something that. If she come over here like, okay, you go get a woman from over there in one of them countries, right? You already laying yourself because you went over there to find one, right? Because you went over there to find one. So now when she get back, she'll be like, bro, you the bottom of the barrel over here. I can go get something better.
That's why you stay over there with her.
Right. But no, they're going to bring her back, though, because they want to show off.
No, a lot of those guys stay over there with her. Yeah. Because what happens is that the women that they pick up on, they pick up over wherever they're at. They gain that Western female mentality. You know what I mean? Right. And, it's not to really not what other groups are doing. You know what I'm saying? Because other groups, that's their culture. You know, and maybe sometimes some of these dudes want in on some of their culture. I'm not saying me specifically. Like, I don't, I'm married and I can get one wherever. I mean, I'm just putting it like that. But I'm just saying, it's like, that may be an Eastern culture or even South America, like those South American women and I guess the guys kind of like that those women cater to the men a little bit more. I'm not saying obviously take advantage. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like you want a woman with a little backbone, but not too much backbone.
Right.
Right? You want but you also don't want a woman with no backbone. However, I'd rather build a woman a backbone than have to tear one down on a woman.
Have to get that axe out?
Yeah.
But then again, let's go back to the people that's actually is the passport bros. Like, they always say the thing is, everybody is lame to somebody. Right? Mm-hmm. But also at the same time, you can't unlame a lame. I don't care how what you do. And just because you got money, that don't mean you are not a lame too. It's a lot of niggas out here lames with money like a motherfucker. That's corny to the motherfucker, that don't know how to talk to women, that just think, oh, shit, you got a whole podcast full of them motherfuckers. Motherfuckers who going cool on the internet, the red pill community. A bunch of them motherfuckers is lame. With a little bit of money that done read a bunch of books and trying to do everything textbook. And it don't work like that. This shit come with experience. The more you live, the more you deal with women, the more you know how to deal with women. Mm-hmm. So you don't just come out the gate knowing how to talk, when to shut up, when to let her talk all the time, when to tell her not to do this, when not to tell her. It comes with experience. All this stuff comes with experience of dealing with women. It's not easy. And even when you get older, you still really don't know how to deal with women. You're just going by what you've been through.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of socially awkward men out here. Well, I mean, I'm trying to figure out, like, with the passport bros, again, you have men who've been doing this since, like, forever, since antiquity, right? Like, since the beginning, where, you know, and it's other cultures of men that's going around Earth, you know, laying up with different females. Mm-hmm. So now all of a sudden, when black men do it, it becomes like a issue. Like, I don't see how we become the face of everything bad. This is, again, black men becoming the face of everything bad. And just because I got a passport, you may have a passport, you got a passport, that doesn't, I mean, who's to say, like, who's a passport bro? Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, how do we get to that definition?
I guess they got their own little community, their own little cult or whatever like that.
I mean, I don't, no disrespect, but I don't follow these niggas. You know what I mean? I don't follow them. I don't really care what any of them dudes is doing. I'm not an advocate of, you know, buying, you know,
pussy. Say it, pussy.
Vagina.
You can't say.
Right. We don't.
Buying vagina. Buying box.
Buying box.
Yeah, buying box.
Right. I'm not a fan of that at all. You know, like I've always said, I would like a woman to like me. You know, not just like me for that time and then she'll go on to one of the other fellas or whatever. Yeah. Like, that's crazy to me. Mm-hmm. So, but you know, everybody has their reasons on why they doing things. You know, I mean, people simp and do that stuff here. Yeah. So that's no different than going down there to me.
Right.
But I will also say, if that's where you found your niche at, even though people have their opinion on it, everybody will have their opinion on whatever you do. If that's where you found your niche at and that's what you want to do your thing. But when you do things and you do things of any type of whatever you're doing, people have an opinion about it. Don't be bothered by our opinion, anybody else's opinion. If you like it, I love it. I'm still going to have an opinion on it, though.
Yeah.
You feel me? So, but if that's what works for you and that's how you found your woman, go ahead. But I still call you a lame. Still, you a duck. That's just my thing. You might think I'm a lame because I go to work for 6 or 7 days a week. That's what you might think of me. But I'm just saying, that's just my opinion about that. And if you find your niche in doing it, do what you do.
I watched a story on YouTube where they're basically saying that women overseas are catching on to the passport bros movement, and they're interacting with these dudes, but they are interacting with them so they can set them up and rob them. Like the story. Well, this dude, I forget who was I watching, but dude went somewhere and was kicking it with the girls, and him and his brother or something like that, him and his friend, they brought 2 girls back to their hotel or whatever. The girls end up drugging both of them, robbing them, stealing their laptop. But then they turned around and set the girls up and like got them arrested for what they did. But it's like at a certain point, man, it's like I do think it again, I think it's lame still. Mm-hmm. but also, get in where you fit. Go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated.
That's why I say too.
know,
So
so-
even though we might say what we said, if that's what type of woman you want to just pay for a woman to stay there and not like you for you and just like you for what you can provide to her right now at this moment, hey, do your thing. But it's a lonely thing when she snatch away and your ass hit rock bottom. It's a hard barrel to try to get yourself out of because you thought she really loved you.
But you know what? The reality of the situation is not over there, not just over there, but over here. A lot of men are with women that the women just are with them because you can provide for them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it kind of it's not nothing that's just like for overseas. Like I think like you gotta evaluate every person that you're with. You're being used somehow, some way, some shape or form. If you're not getting anything back from it, and I think a lot of times those men are trying to. Maybe they want something back. Maybe they want something back to feel like they loved or whatever. I don't personally know. I don't know these niggas.
Okay. What is a limp to y'all though? A limp. I thought you couldn't say the word really. Can you say the word?
Oh yeah. A simp. You talking about simp?
Yeah. Can you say the word?
You can say it now. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
Oh, I was about to say, what?
limp like a like
no,
a
I
limp,
heard somebody
like
else say it, and that's why
okay.
because I didn't thought you could say it on that. So, give your definition of a simp.
My definition has always been somebody who's paying for box, right? Somebody's always paying, like you're paying for box. And I understand when the men would be like, well, you're going to pay, one way or the other. No, it's I'm not into the transactional part of it. Right. Where, I'm saying, like, hey, it's $40. Like, ain't that what y'all going for these days? It's $40. Here's $40. And I'm going to go ahead and, receive whatever. So I think that's simping, but then also just kowtowing and kissing a woman's ass, like just it's basically the reverse of what you're receiving down there, right? Mm-hmm. So you're doing everything for the woman, just like she would be doing everything for you when you go down there.
Right.
That's basically the reverse.
Yeah,
that to me is a simp.
Yeah.
Like you're like everything, and yeah, okay, honey. Like you know what I'm saying? Go make me some noodles now. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, okay. Like. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm a firm believer that men and women can be simps.
So far,
there's women that's out here simping for dudes and get finessed and all types of stuff.
No, he ain't doing.
There's dudes that's out here getting finessed. There's dudes out here that obviously simp for women. So that's something that they're gonna have to deal with.
Mm-hmm. I would probably go with your definition too. I would go with simp. I would just even make it simpler. It's like. You study doing something and you really not getting nothing in return. Mm-hmm. It's just you study putting out your 4-4 and she really don't even like you. She don't really like you like that. Right. It's just like if you ain't got nothing in your hand.
You're so happy to be with her.
Yeah, you ain't got every time she see you. If you don't have nothing in your hand for her, she really don't want to talk to you.
Ooh, got the bro, like you know what I'm saying. You know how dudes act like that woman is like. The prize, and obviously you want your woman to feel like she's the prize, but like anything that she do, just like you worship the ground she walk on.
Yeah,
like it shouldn't be like that.
It should go both ways.
We shouldn't be worshiping nobody. Nobody should be worshipped.
But God,
that's true. But I'm just saying, okay, if she's not reciprocating, if you're just sitting up here kissing the ground she walk on, like you say, and she's not reciprocating none of that back, I would think that's. More simping than both of y'all just simping for each other and doing it for each other like that.
I think my definition of a simp is basically a dude that suppresses his masculinity and is desperate for attention from women. Does whatever he can to try to get on the woman's side, to get in her good graces, to get attention from her.
That's simp, yeah. That's definitely simp. Like talk bad about other dudes.
Yeah, like. Dudes. Then or say whatever he thinks is best to just try to
look at his shoes.
Or a nigga that be like, I'll never do you like that, baby.
Oh man.
All these
every single do you like that, baby. Look, you need to leave that nigga and get with me. And don't know that nigga is way worse than the nigga you got. He just saying that right now. He finna do you dirty.
What y'all used to say in the 90s, drop that zero and get with a hero.
Bro, yeah, like an example for me would be like, okay, your man is taking you to Applebee's. It's only Roux Chris with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you just saying it just to appease her, to try to make it sound good to her so she can come to you. Like, come on, man.
That's the whole thing, though. You got to
And
keep
guess
up
what she
that
finna
whole
do, though?
facade the whole time.
She finna go eat your roof, Chris, and I'm finna knock her down when you get to and bring me a steak back on him, too. You feel me?
It's a good chance she eat the root, Chris, and the one dude she go back to ain't put in no bread. You know what I mean?
He gonna bring the steak from him, your dinner. He gonna get you. Hey, can I get a 24 ounce T-bone to go? Baked potato.
We got a chat, y'all. Read that out, Spaces.
From Simply Just Will. So what does a woman that caters to you look like?
I think everybody have a different definition of that, though.
Go ahead.
I mean, we talked about it. It's kind of like we've mentioned it a few times. It's just a woman that makes it her mission to make your life easier.
I can smoke a bag of that.
That's true.
Smoke a bag of that. And know how to cook. I keep saying this over and over again. Cooking is very important. So if you want to keep a man, you need to know how to cook. I'm sorry.
That's true.
Yeah, that's catering to me.
That's true. That's true.
What about you? For what does a woman that caters to you look like?
I will add on to yours. Just not making your life as hard. Trying to make your life a little bit more easier than what it really is. Like doing a little simple things too. It's not like you got to be out here, cooking. It's just like simple things. I ain't asked you to go out here and change the tire. I ain't asked you to go out here and change the oil. I ain't asked you to go out here and lift the groceries and bring them. I ain't asked you to do nothing hard, but just things that I really don't want to do, and just make my life a little bit easier. You know, I go to work and stuff, and when I come home, I'm kind of tired. Why wouldn't you have me something to eat? Or why wouldn't you? You know, I'm gonna get off in like 30 minutes. Like, did you eat yet? You want me to go grab you something before you get home and have it already there? Or you ordered it and then I grab it on my way in or something like that.
Yeah.
Just making your life just a little bit easier. Like, we already got a whole bunch of stuff that we do as men and we don't really say nothing or do nothing, but you just coming to take off my plate, not just add to my plate. If that makes any sense.
It was this, she's a YouTuber, Courtney Michelle, bro. So you know the whole conversation behind, like, what do you bring to the table, right? Mm-hmm. And that's like how do I say? That's haram, as they say, to ask a woman that question, right? Like, they always freak out when they're asked that question, right? Mm-hmm. What do you mean? What do I bring to the table? I am the table, right? Yeah. That's the typical response,
and that's why
right?
you leave her ass right there. When she say that, you just leave her right there. Don't even say nothing else. Just get up and walk away.
And so Courtney makes it her mission to combat a lot of the bad stuff that goes on in the world, you know, and specifically in the black community.
Okay.
So she said, it was a short video, it was like a minute and a half. She said, when a man asks a woman, you know, what does she bring to the table? She said a woman should respond to him and say, what do you want me to bring to the table? Because I believe.
No, you can't ask a question with a question.
No, it's not like she wasn't combating. She was saying, like, instead of saying
some dumb shit like I am the table.
Right, like instead of saying I am the table.
Yeah, that'd be a better question to ask.
That'll be basically she's presenting it in the way that she wants him to tell her what it is that she needs to do.
Okay.
I butchered her explanation, but I'll put the clip in.
What do you bring to the table? And everybody was just saying the box, and I bring my personality, and blah, 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 blah. What I bring to the table is what my man wants on the table. That's what I bring. That's it. What would you like? You create the table, you built the table. What do you want on the table, baby? Well, I mean, I need a woman in my life that can do this, that, and that. Okay, well, I am able to do this and that, and I believe in this. So what you want me to bring is what I'm able to, and not only bring it, but put a little extra sauce on that shit. Now what? Well, let's see if we can make this thing work. Let's. That's it. That's it. What do you want, baby? What do you bring to the table? What do you need at the table?
I'm curious.
He going all in. You see, he said I'll put the clip in.
Yeah.
You gonna just place it in there? You gonna just You drop it right there.
Yep.
You doing your
We
thing.
got one from Haru. He said, "Cook, clean, listen,
And share.
and share." What you mean by that last part? Share. Oh, share what? Responsibilities. Share. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't want to go too far.
He'll probably, he'll probably say something after that though.
Yeah.
But
But in the meantime, welcome to another episode of the KNoWKi podcast. It's your man Spaces.
this your boy Marv.
It's Jay every day.
Thank you so far, everyone that's in the chat and the viewers that's joining us on our first YouTube live. We navigating it. We building this plane as we fly it. So
He said we building the plane as we fly.
yeah, man.
We just on the ground right now. We just building. We ain't start flying. Because if we go up and down, we gonna crash.
I'm just saying, like we gonna figure it out.
Yeah, it's a fact. We gonna figure it out.
So how was y'all week, man? Last week.
Everything was great.
Everything was great. I was on vacation, man. I had a birthday, you know.
Happy
Celebrated.
belated.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
What you about 40?
Give or take.
Yeah.
Give or take a couple of years. You feel me? I'm one of them dudes. I'm proud of my age because a lot of people ain't get to where we at.
That's true.
Trust and believe. A lot of them ain't make it past their 20s. So when people be saying, "Oh, I'm old, I'm not young," no, I embrace every year that I'm on this God's green earth, and I'm cool with it. Gray hairs, all hard times, good times, bad times, worst times, whatever times God give me on earth, I'm with it. I promise you, I'm with it. I'm with whatever. As long as I'm on earth and I can get through it, I'm cool with that.
Nice.
Yeah, so yeah, my birthday was pretty cool. Now I ain't really do nothing because you know I got a lot of shit going on for the summer. So, but yeah, I had a pretty awesome birthday, man. I had a couple good gifts and stuff like that. You know, it's pretty decent, man. It's pretty decent. I just know I'm loved. I'm loved by a lot of people, and I appreciate that.
So mine was good, man.
Uh-huh.
Mine was good. I've been meaning to say this, but I haven't. I keep forgetting when it's time to. But I got a remote starter on my car.
Oh, you did?
Got a remote starter, yeah.
So you put a remote start on the spaceship?
That's you with the spaceship.
Hey, see, we not talking about me right now. See, y'all always trying to throw stuff back on me. He has a spaceship too. No, he has a spaceship, not a spaceship too. He has one too.
No. But yeah, I got a remote starter. And long story short, this Friday I'm gonna be paying my car off.
Hey,
That's what's up, man.
congratulations, brother.
Yes, sir.
That's
Be
good.
paying my car off, man. And then it's only up from there. I'm gonna get a few more upgrades on my car, and then
Okay. Getting some nitrous or something?
no.
He said nitrous. Fast and the Furious style. Vroom,
Natasha,
vroom.
what's going on? How you doing?
Who? That's Tasha?
Natasha Vincent. That's so. Y'all know the group, the Bag Chasers that I told you I'm a part of.
Yep.
She is basically I call her the spokesperson.
Okay.
Like she's like the president. She's a very useful, very resourceful woman. So,
Okay.
but Natasha's great. But yeah, man, I'm
Hey,
gonna.
Natasha.
Huh?
She said kudos to the live.
Oh yeah, man. But
Thank you.
yeah, we're gonna do a couple more upgrades on my car, and then at the same time, I'm gonna be paying down and getting out of debt, man.
Yeah.
So it's only up. It's only up from here.
That's what's up. That's dope. It's good to see that you're doing that.
Yeah, man. I can't wait. I can't wait. But so the question we have right now, I don't know if you guys had a chance to think about it, but what is something that you were told when you were a child that life proved it to not be true?
I was thinking about that too. I was thinking about that on the way here when you said it. And
Want-
y'all got some first?
Want me to go?
Yeah, you go
Yeah,
first.
because you go first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one thing I was taught when I was a kid, sticks and stones may break my bones,
Names will never hurt
but
you.
words will never hurt me.
Yeah.
You don't think that's true?
Bro. Do I think it's true? No, I don't think it's true.
Okay. Explain.
Because people lose their lives just from words.
Facts.
Okay. Okay, where you going?
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like wars have been fought over words.
Yeah.
Rumors, you know what I'm saying? The words I forget what I have to look up the scripture, but you know,
one of the 48 laws of power is, you know, be careful who you offend.
and you can only offend people. Well, the main way to offend people is
Words and name calling. So
words, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was thinking about that, like, sheesh. That's actually not true. That's like the opposite. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense?
yeah, no, I mean words are very powerful. That's why we use them, right? Like it amazes me how people, you know, really don't understand the power of words.
The
You know,
power of the tongue.
the power of the tongue, words in general. It's just like, I mean, that's how we communicate. That's how we get things done. I don't see how it wouldn't be powerful, you know, or something just in the name, you know.
But yeah, I think I get where you came from with that, because I was gonna say as an adult, but I see what you're saying. Well, a lot of stuff has been started over words. You have people probably like delete themselves over words. People,
Yeah,
you know, taking it to heart because people does not have as tough skin as you do. But yeah, I get you. I understand. I didn't get what you was going for at first, but now I do get it.
Actually, I just looked up the scriptures. Proverbs 18:21. The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit.
Okay.
So,
Wow,
yeah.
you even gave us some church on a Sunday.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I'm just saying, man, like, yeah, that's just something that I was thinking about.
Right.
You want me to go? Or
Yeah,
go?
you go. You go.
I just thought about this one. And you know how they used to say, you know, hard work pays off and all that stuff? Which it is true, and it's not true. Because, like I think I said this a little bit, like back in one of our podcasts, people say you work hard and you play hard, which a lot of that is true. But it's also at the same time, you can work hard, you can do everything you can do, and it still will not go your way.
I see.
It's still won't go your way. It won't. You won't get the end result that you're really looking for. And I'll give a great example. Last year we was talking about the Boston Celtics, and we was talking about the Boston Celtics, and we were talking about the Golden State Warriors.
Right.
Both of them teams worked really hard to get where they was, but it was only going to be one winner and one champion.
Yeah.
Right.
So they did and put all the work in that they did do, but one of them still didn't win though. And all their hard work did not pay off because it's still only one winner.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you can work hard as you want to. You can do everything right. You can pray. You can do everything in your power, and it still won't go your way. All you got to do is get yourself back up, dust back off, and you got to try again till it do come your way. But it always do not come your way. It always don't end in the result that you want it to end.
Yeah, that's a good one. 'Cause you just made me think of one.
So I mean, personally, I still can't think of anything.
Okay.
That,
Okay.
You know, that I was taught,
Okay.
and I mean outside of that, but
Yeah.
I mean, I never really hung on to that, like sticks and stones may break my bones. And I mean, I learned early like that was
Cat.
false.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bro, because I'm like, I'll be in school, and you know, 'cause when I was a kid, my ears were too big for my head or whatever at the time, and I obviously
You
I
hit
grew
the
into
Martin
it.
joints?
Yes, bro. And you know what I'm saying, I get talked about a lot, and I was told to, you know, recite that mantra to make myself feel better about, you know, the people talking about me.
It's just, to me, it just really come down to if you're really cut from that cloth. Because to me, you can't, when people talk about you, either you're from that where it don't matter, it won't hurt you, or you from that where all them words will hurt you. I think you kind of either born with it or you're not. I don't think as you get older, you get to, it comes and you start building that character yourself where you don't care what people say.
Yeah.
I think you already have it as when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Because you know you got some kids where you'll say something to them and they'll look at you and start laughing and they'll go joke with you. Then you got your other kids that take it to heart, like you said that about me, and they go in the corner and cry. You know you can't play with them like that.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't think that's something that people can work up to? Like
It can, but it's
build
still
a mental fortitude.
it can, but you still will offend them. They still will be in their mind. They'll be playing tricks on them. Like you can try to say all you want to that, oh, it didn't hurt me, but you're trying to psych yourself out. But it still kind of had a way with you though, because you're still thinking about it and you're still worried about it.
Yeah.
But like when it's in you, I don't give no fuck. Like people gonna say, oh, you a big boy. It don't matter. I still know who I am. I don't care what you said about me. I know what I'm still out here doing. It don't matter. I always been like that since I've been a kid. I don't care. I've always been in the same skin no matter what. I've been the same dude. Like, it don't matter to me what you said.
Right.
But other people, when they be kids, they take that to heart. It still will hurt them. It still will, do something to them.
I see what you're saying. What you think? What you think about that? Because I think it's something that is a learned behavior, like the mental fortitude to how people react. If it's a matter of like to one side, somebody gets offended and starts getting in their feelings about somebody talking about them, then they have to be. They come back, right? Let's say they get talked about in school like I was, right? And they come back, they bring that energy that they had from school back home and then tell their parents about it. And their parents have to tell them, sticks and stones may break my bones, you know what I'm saying? So, but that she was telling me that was my mom telling me that, my family, whatever. She was telling me that so I can practice having a mental fortitude around. Now, we don't hear it. What I do.
Yeah.
I just laugh, you know what I mean? So,
but I'm saying though, we homies and I'm playing. But I'm saying you got that in you a little bit. It wouldn't really bother you if somebody else. Like, I'm not saying it's gonna mess up your whole day or like make you go do something to yourself. But you'll think about it a little bit. You'll be a little subconscious to it.
To some extent.
See what I'm saying?
I don't disagree with you at all.
Yeah, but we homies. I'm not gonna never do nothing that's gonna hurt you, that's gonna do anything like that. I'll be just playing. And if you came to me and told me like, Ma, I don't like the way you did this, I'm gonna cut it out.
Right.
I'm gonna still get it to you, but I'm gonna cut it out.
Yeah.
It's gonna come down a little bit.
I personally think it's funny.
Yeah.
I think it's funny.
But I'm saying though, because we homies, I'm not, it's not coming from a malicious intent.
Right.
It's all jokes.
Right.
But if somebody else said it on the street, you don't know if it's coming from jokes because they don't know you like that, or you don't know if it's from malicious intent, or they really feel that way.
Right. True.
So that's why I say
I would definitely be while let's say they're making jokes about me. I might laugh.
But you
I'll be, in my head.
Yeah, you'll
like,
be subconscious about it, and that's what I'm saying. That's why you either was always with you, and then you learn either it wasn't with you and you learn how to deal with it as you go along, or it was always in you and it didn't really matter to you, and you don't give a fuck what nobody say.
I see that.
Okay.
So one of the things I thought about it, and maybe I brought it up to you guys. One of the things that I'm not sure if I was taught this or whatever, but I've always thought humans were, I guess, innately good. And it wasn't until probably could have been in my early 20s, and my brother, he's been on the show before, DHPX. Forget his name, I don't know. But he was like, nah, humans are innately, bad. And I still kind of, waffle over that right now to the day. I'm not really sure. But I know that a lot of humans are only good is because, we have certain things to keep us in check.
Right.
So we have religion to keep us in check, right?
Mm-hmm. And laws,
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. You have religion and then you have laws.
Right.
To keep you in check. So this is the reason why you don't go out and commit murder.
Right.
I mean, eventually, I think if humans were left up to their own devices, that they would turn all the way up, and then we would just be in basically a Babylon situation, or or whatever, Sodom and Gomorrah, whatever you want to call it.
I was waiting for you to say
it. But we would have those type of situations. This is the reason why you do have religion, regardless of how you feel about religion, and this is the reason why we have laws, is to keep people from, just tearing up stuff. I had to really think about that. Even the nicest people can probably turn foul.
Absolutely.
After you're around, what is it? Bad behavior spoils good manners or something like that. That old saying.
I know what you're talking. I want to find it. I know what you're talking about.
So that was just something I was thinking about. Like, okay, you kind of get a reality check in life that, like, most people, like, I've normally, as of late, rather, I've been watching these true crime YouTube series or whatever, and they have all these women these girls, young girls, even young kids getting abducted, and I'm trying to figure out, like, what is going on in people's brains that that we even have to go through all this. So, but yeah, humans are, if they're left unchecked, they will do their own thing.
Yeah, I can understand that though.
So Deja said, I think I was born sensitive, and now it just depends on who said it and what was said. By the way, not sure if it's just me, but the audio isn't clear. We did mic check. So, but yeah,
so she kind of saying what I said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But for me, for the most part, I just laugh when people talk about me.
If it's funny, it's funny to me. It don't really matter. Like me and Jay every day, that's all the fuck we do.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is, boy. You come around us, and I'm a person like this, man. And I try not to hurt people's feelings, but I didn't got into it. I ain't gonna say I got into it, but me and my fiance didn't had a lot of discussions about this. See, there you go with that. We on live, brother. Chill out, man. We got company. We got company out here, B. So me and my fiance, we always go back and forth with this, and she says this too because I'm the type where I will say some things and I joke with everybody. I don't care who you with. I'm gonna joke with your mama, your grandma, whoever. I'm trying to laugh and have a good time. And if you don't like something I said and you don't like what I said, I will apologize. But trust and believe, once that you cross that line and you said that, I'm not joking with you no more. It's going to be one word answers. I'm going to just be straightforward with you from now on because I don't want to offend you and I don't want to go back that path. So now when you come around and I start acting weird and I don't talk, then you looking at me like, why you stop? Because you were sensitive. So what I'm a stop being myself just so I can appease you. I'm just not going to say anything. And she gets on me all the time, like, you can't be that, maybe this. But okay, so they were sensitive and you want me to change for them, but you don't want them to change for me and just be unsensitive. And that's how I was trying to tell her. So it's okay for them to be sensitive and you want me to change, but it's not okay for me to be who I am and them to change and not be unsensitive.
I hear you.
For me, like, and I get what you're saying. For me, I try to read the room. I try to see who I can and can't joke with. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I get you. You want to be yourself.
Yes. So
you know, but then that other person's self is
being sensitive.
So
okay, so somebody gonna have to give. So I will go ahead and give. Now, when I'm acting the way I'm acting, now you're looking at me like, oh, he acting funny towards me. No, you shouldn't be as sensitive. So now I'm gonna just be quiet.
Right, but everybody's sensitivity level isn't where, you know what I'm saying? It's something that somebody could say to you.
Yeah.
That you would take it sensitively, and it would be a problem. And they can in turn say, I was just joking.
Yeah.
Right? So everybody has a level of sensitivity to something.
But, and you guess who that only person is? And I know they can get to you. Your wife. Your significant other. Your significant other or like a relative or something like that really know you can get to you and get underneath you. I have this conversation with a lot of people too. The person that can annoy you the most and can get under your skin, bro, you can be having a wonderful day. You can just want out, got money, you just want it or whatever. Your wife can come right now and fuck all that up. Fuck everything, like right now can come and call you with some bull and mess all that up right now.
I'm thinking more so like on a joking level.
But she can probably do that though.
Well, my wife don't play jokes.
So when she do play one of you, like what?
When she do play, now that turns me up. Because I'm the king of jokes. So you know, she trying not to joke.
Yeah.
She don't want, you know.
Yeah, she don't want that. But I'm just saying, to me, your significant other can take it a whole nother level. Because I had that this morning. We laying down, and motherfucker said something like, "Damn,
that's how you
hurt
feel."
my feelings." Which I was playing, but it's still kind of like, you look like a little bit like.
That's how you feel.
I'm gonna get in the shower and I'm gonna leave. But I'm just saying though, to say that your significant other can take things and they can piss you the fuck off and make you have a fucked up day, and they can say the right things to you when you leave in the morning, you'll have a wonderful day. That's just what I really trying to say.
Hey, Natasha, that's small.
Oh, she was trying to. Hey, Natasha.
But that was.
What happened?
She said it's about balance and boundaries. You being quiet is a valid option.
Yeah. See, yeah. Okay.
It's an example of boundaries.
Yeah. So. And once I feel that you don't like joking around that way, I won't joke with you. My bad. I did not mean anything by it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And now I'm gonna just go back and I'm gonna just be quiet.
All right. And I get it. I try to joke with people that I kind of know.
Yes.
You know,
that's
and
true.
even then, you know, if I don't know you well enough,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna joke. But
You're
if
not
you
gonna-
if you try to crack one end, then okay.
Yeah,
To
it's
me,
over.
that's all bets
It's
off,
all- yeah, it's a
right?
fact.
Because I'm
It's a
not
fact.
really I'm not really gonna, you know, take offense to it. Like I'm just gonna try to get a one up on you now.
Because that's a fact.
Yeah.
We got mad jokes.
Nothing but jokes.
Hey,
man.
them tacos was fire.
Yeah.
And motherfucker told me, what y'all mean by that, bro? If you know, you know. If you
Yeah,
don't,
gotta
you
be
know.
in on the joke.
Yeah, you don't know, so I can't help you with that.
Yeah.
You feel me? Wait for the
So,
recent comments.
so another thing that I was told when I was younger, but life proved that it was not true.
Yes.
Practice makes perfect.
Practice make perfect.
Yes, that's what I've been told when I was a child. Practice makes perfect.
I think we always try to strive for perfection.
Ain't nobody perfect.
But practice
see?
just makes you better.
You see?
Ain't nothing perfect.
Practice does make you better, but not perfect.
You see?
Oh,
You see where I'm
all
going?
these levels. I was just having a conversation before I got here too,
Yeah.
because we was talking about, because McGraw was in there watching Kendra G, and I was like, I told her, y'all got on Kevin Samuel, but Kendra G is trying to be
Do the
exactly like
same
Kevin Samuel.
thing,
The
bro.
exact same thing. What my wife of rebuttal was, she's not judging nobody, but I'm like, Kevin Samuel didn't judge nobody. He just asked, what do you rate yourself? If you say a 10, that means you're perfect. It's 10. If you say a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rate yourself? I'm a 10. You're perfect. Ain't nobody in this world perfect. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck if you went to Dr. Miami, then you went to the DI. The perfect builder motherfucker. You still ain't get you perfect.
Yeah.
So that's not going to happen.
Natasha says practice makes mastery. Mastery isn't perfection, though. You're right.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
That's cool. I agree with that, Natasha. But yeah, we was talking about that too, the perfection thing.
Yeah, I was like, perfection doesn't exist.
No, it don't.
Perfection. So no practice. I like the way Natasha phrased it. Mastery. Or I was gonna say practice makes constant. But perfection doesn't exist. So
You don't think so?
what?
Perfection doesn't exist?
I don't think so.
No. At least not at the very least not in people.
Okay, and not in people then. No. But, I mean, I think it exists in something.
God.
That, or... Yeah, that. I don't know how to put it, but... I mean, there's things that's perfect, though. I mean, just in general, where you have a... I don't know how to put it. I think that maybe there's just tangible objects or something that can be perfect. I mean, but when you put it that way, as far as humans, no, I don't think humans or any activity that you do that you're going to be perfect at it.
Because it's like, imagine, let's just say sports.
Yeah.
The perfect, let's just say, running back.
Yes.
That don't exist.
It doesn't exist.
No.
Basketball, perfect 3-point shooter. Doesn't exist. They always miss. Not always miss, but they're going to miss.
It'll just be like, they'll say, if you're some type of player, they'll say, he got all what it takes to be a great that position. Because you maybe can block, you can run between the tackles, you can catch the ball out the backfield. Same thing with a shooter. A shooter probably can shoot, catch off the dribble, take you off the dribble, take you to the post, dunk on you, do all this stuff, and he can defend. He has everything to be good at that position, but not perfect at that position.
So would you say, and not to make it personal, but would you say, okay, your woman is perfect for you?
No.
No?
No, I wouldn't say that, because she's still got things. Everybody has things that they can still work on.
No doubt. But is she perfect for you? Like, I feel like, okay, my wife is perfect for me because she's tailor-made for me. You know what I mean?
I get where you're going.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm able, even though she has her own imperfections, and I have my own imperfections, however, she's perfect for me. We are lock and key.
I will say she's a great fit for you.
Right,
Because,
but you ever try to put a key that maybe, it looks like it fits.
It'll fit. Yes, I just
it looks
had
like it fits. It slides in, but it don't turn.
It won't
It's
turn,
a perfect
yeah.
fit.
Yeah.
It won't turn.
Yeah.
Right. So for me, I think we're lock and key.
But then wouldn't that mean to say that your wife shouldn't improve on anything else?
No, I'm saying she's a perfect fit for me. Like, okay, I take whatever imperfections, like you can still always.
Okay.
There's
I'm
always
with
room
you.
for improvement.
Okay. Now I'm getting because when you were saying perfect, I'm thinking she don't need to change nothing. She is who she is. She gonna change everything in life.
Not that she's a perfect person.
Okay.
She's just she's perfect for me. Like
I get what you're
she
saying.
fits
Okay,
my
I'm understanding
program and what I got going on.
Okay,
it works for me.
Okay, I'm get you. I'm with you on that.
So I think what you're saying and how I'm picturing it in my head is, if you have a list of 5 things that you want, that you're looking for in a woman, and she fits those 5 things, then she's perfect for you.
Yes, well, essentially,
Did I
probably more, but I mean,
right? Yeah, I'm just for example.
Yeah, for an example. Yeah.
So I get what you're saying.
Like she checks off those things that I'm looking for, and it's like, okay, yeah, she's perfect for me.
Like even with a job, like they have the list of stuff, and if you fit all those
some
categories,
requirements, the basic requirements, okay, you're perfect for the job.
Yeah,
we'll say that.
Right.
And don't necessarily mean you're going to excel at the job, but you're a perfect.
You're what we need for right now.
You're what we need until we get better.
Yeah.
Until they hit you with the, well, we decided to go in a different direction. What if a spouse hit you with that, right? You talking about, hey, I decided to go in a different direction.
How long we in?
Oh man, don't matter. Like,
no, it depends on how long we in.
Right, bro. I mean, it's a spouse. You didn't got married to her. She hit you with the. I decided.
But see how long we in?
Oh, in general?
Yeah.
I don't know, like 5 years.
That'll be way worse. That'll be better than 15, 20.
Yeah.
15, 20, you looking like, what you mean?
You decided.
This the direction we going.
Right.
What you talking about? This the direction we going. Not me, we.
Hey Sabrina, how you doing? Yes, you finally get to see my face. Yes, I'm Spaces, by the way. But
Spaces.
But yeah, that was a great little.
All right.
How y'all doing?
Hey, don't mind us, man. We're old, but we're goofy as hell at the same time. We just love joking. Facts, not gonna lie to you. We love joking, especially me and this other guy at the end. Space is the more
reserved.
We're reserved and the more serious one. Me and you,
we the old goofy niggas.
we the old ones. Like, yeah, for real.
Is that a safe word?
Yeah, it's that's crazy. Like,
because I know they be rapping about it,
right? And then. Yeah, I'm saying that's a rabbit hole right there. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But switch gears.
Okay.
Do you think it's important for a child to have a sense of imagination?
Yeah, absolutely. Even as you should never lose your sense of imagination, even when you become an adult.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's important. That's where it starts.
Right.
You know, and there's things I think that happens to children that either enhances their sense of imagination or, I guess makes it die down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I do think it's important for children to have a sense of imagination, and that's why video games and stuff shouldn't be as important to children as they are now. You know what I mean? Back in the day, we would go outside, play with each other. You know what I mean? That's the sense of imagination. We would have the toys and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
We play make believe or whatever it is. You know,
imagine you driving a truck. Imagine you fixing something.
Yeah.
Imagine you being married. Imagine you playing
house. You know, kids play house.
I
was playing the house, boy.
Hey, I offered to say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You the husband.
That's a fact. Get the baby.
Look, I don't know where these mothers, when they was little kids, was getting this idea, but man, they was all right. That's another story for another day.
Right.
Sheesh. But yeah, I think it is important though that children in general have a sense of imagination. You know, you go further in life with that.
I think so too. It helps you to imagine yourself not just being on a 4-block radius or anything like that. Imagining how the other side of the world looks and anything like that too. I think it's good for a kid to have an imagination.
So, real quick, Natasha said, "Great conversation, gentlemen. Your bartering insight is engaging. Thank you very much."
Thank you.
They just said, apparently that is a milestone pediatricians look for in brain development, a sense of imagination.
Mm-hmm.
That I didn't know that. Just learned something new.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to ask before I forget.
Yeah.
So with your example, right? You said, what did you say about video games? Like they shouldn't be.
Well, like right now, like when I was growing up, right? So I'm an '80s baby in general. You know, boy,
Showing your age, boy.
hey, it is what it is. I
Showing
am what I
your
am,
age.
right? But you know, at that time, you know, video games were still fairly new. So
Yeah.
it's just like, all right, it's just like a movie versus reading a book, right? Reading a book allows you to imagine certain things versus the movie is actually telling you what it, you know what I mean? It's like it's pushing you along. When somebody tells me the story, I can imagine myself actually being in that position.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't know, such and such said open up the door. I can imagine me opening up the door.
Right, right.
You know, you can do all that versus the television or like I said, video games or something like that. Like I think imagination is very important. Like, yeah, and it's stifled these days because we have so much technology, and kids in general are, you know, they have like ADD. You know, it's crazy.
That was the perfect example.
Yeah.
That was a perfect example. Because there's this movie, Alita Battle Angel, right? And I watched the movie and I loved the movie, but then I found out that there was a book, right?
So much better.
So with that one, actually, the movie was a direct adaptation to the book.
Oh, really?
Like it was.
Was it
There
long?
was the book.
The movie.
No, it's like maybe 2 hours.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good. Where you can cram everything. No, that's the reason why a lot of times the books are, or the movies are so much shorter because they got to take things out, and you can get more graphic within the books.
Right,
which
exactly.
In turn, I have somebody really thinking about something.
Imagine,
Get
bro.
your imagination going well.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
that's why the women. That's why the women.
Well, them Zane books.
Yeah, them Zane books. Yeah,
How I know
he
you was gonna say
he
that?
was thrusting my pelvis.
No, but I want to pause that though. And I like to see this too, because you always talk about the bag chasers. And I see a lot of them up in here, and I want to just salute them and salute y'all group, because I see he said it's good to see our fellow bag chaser. And I just want to salute that, and I just want to, my hat's off to that, man. I like to see that too.
Shout out.
Thank y'all, and I appreciate y'all.
yes, man.
But
It's
we can
those group of
piggyback
people,
off this
man.
conversation, right? Because, we got the chat in here. We're going to get some questions from this, and I know it's going to go crazy after I ask this question.
Wait, keep the question. I just wanted to say one last thing
Okay.
about the movie to book adaptations.
Okay.
So I listen to books. So I listen to, obviously I watch the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah.
Right. But I listen to the Harry Potter books. There's so much, bro. One of the books was like a 33-hour listen.
Damn, my first row list.
Yes.
Damn.
I listened to all of them. In total, it had to be like 58 or 60 hours total. But there's so much more detail in the movies. But then after I listened to the books, I went and watched the movies again.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's not as good.
We can say it.
Bro.
We can say it. Go ahead, say it. We can say it.
no.
I'm gonna get him to cuss, y'all. I promise you. He gonna cuss.
But go ahead. Sorry, what's the question?
Oh, so my question is, right? I listen to the Breakfast Club. What we do, we can listen to things and all that stuff. So, and this week they've been having, guest hosts. So this lady named Ebony K. Williams, I know the chat might have heard of her, and I know y'all might have heard of her too, right? So she was saying, how a lot of women are chasing their money and chasing careers and stuff like that. Then she brought up a valid point. What are we doing it for? If we out here single chasing money and chasing our careers, who are we leaving it to? So then she said, right, she froze her eggs. Then they had a question.
Hello, Jolanda.
Hello.
So she asked the question, right? What do you think?
Keisha?
That's T. Hey T, how you doing?
What's up, T?
They asked the question, how do you feel about women in their early 40s freezing their eggs, getting sperm donors, and having babies on their own? Just them. Like getting their eggs and just getting it from a sperm bank, getting sperm and having kids on their own. This is great, because we were just talking about the imagination. Let's go this. And it's a lot of women in here, so I want to get their input too.
Yeah.
About freezing your eggs. You chasing your career. Ain't nobody telling you what to do. You can do whatever you want to do. People are going to have an opinion about what you do, though. Just remember that. So we want to get the opinions of everybody in the group chat and everybody that's in here now listening to us. What do you feel about women who chase their careers? Which you can do that. You can do whatever you want to do. But you having a baby, having a baby, and getting a sperm, getting your eggs frozen and have a sperm donor and having your child on your own. How do you feel about that?
Off the gate, that's weird, but I mean that's just me. I'm old fashioned. They call me, trying to get it in guts, but it just is what it is. I'm just old fashioned, man. I mean traditional, whatever you want to call it. That's too new agey for me, but it is what it is.
I put that in the same bucket as how Nick Cannon is moving. Why are you out here creating children? Why don't you want the father to be there? Why don't you want the man to be there? I put that in the same idiocy as what Nick Cannon is practicing.
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, that's a great answer, T. I personally think it's selfish, and I kind of will agree with you on that one.
Why would you want to Why would you voluntarily be a single mother?
But they saying because they got the money. Because a lot of these older women, they didn't did their career. They got the money so they can like hire their whole team and they can get a nanny and they can do all this and do all that. So that's what they saying it was. Which it's a great question. But then I look at it like this: is like
It's strange.
it is strange. You want to just go grab some random man, and then it's like they pick a nigga. Because they want a 6-foot dude. He want to be a scientist. He was smart. He was book smart. He donated his sperm. He was youthful and youngful. So now you're trying to build you another LeBron James?
I mean, I put that in the same vein as not just women doing it, but you got couples that's doing it, right? So kind of similar to the same thing where they, they pick out different genes and genomes or whatever they want. So, they want a child with blue eyes. They want a child who, like you said, he's athletic or something like that. Or, the father was athletic. And they kind of build on, and to me, you're making like these superhumans. It's almost strange. And in this situation, it's a little less superhuman-ish, but it's still kind of weird to me. Like, I think with having a family, what? There you go, Spaces with the phone.
So, what you Googling?
What you Googling, Spaces?
I was actually sending our link to somebody.
Okay. But yeah, I think it's, again, I just think that's weird,
That's crazy.
Yeah, but, because I'm a firm believer in, like, I don't care if you got a stepdaddy, just sometimes, I think it needs to be some type of male role model in the family. Like, I can understand, you had a baby with somebody, it didn't work out, that, it goes that way sometimes. But I still think a child needs to have contact with some type of male role model, with also a female, a female role model, even if it's a single dad too. I'm gonna go with that route too. I don't think you should just be out here creating babies and you're just a one-parent household. I know a lot of times that happens in life.
I wonder if there are any men signing up to be like.
But that's the thing they say, because a lot of the women want 100% black men. It's only like, it ain't that much. Black men are not just jagging. Oh, shit. Black men are just not giving up their sperm like that. So it's really hard for black men. Yeah. It's really hard for them to find 100% black men.
How much they paying to go ahead and, get your little roll off into a cup?
I don't know. I
think that's why men do it for the most part.
Yeah, it's like young dudes. It's real young dudes in college that need the money. That's what they're saying. They're getting a lot of this young dudes from sperm from young men. But I don't think, like, if you're doing that, that's on you. But like I say, we got our opinion about what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I don't think, to me, it's not right. And like T said, it's very selfish for you to just want to bring a kid in this world. I don't care how much love you say you want to bring it. It's still, for a kid to really thrive, he needs a 2-parent household.
Yeah. Deja says Nick Cannon is trying to act like Genghis Khan and conquer the world.
But we don't agree with that neither. Like, you just to be having all these baby mothers out here. We just said that plenty of times.
No,
because I think you need to, like, it's already hard enough right now. Space is the only one that doesn't have a kid.
Yes, Lord.
And me and Jay every day do. We work 5 to 6 days a week already, 12 hours a day. If we had multiple families that we had to do that for, it's no way in the world we can be able to give all those kids the attention and love that they need.
Or even more than a certain amount of children within one household.
It's still somebody's still getting cut short.
Yeah. Right, somebody's getting cut short.
On top of you having a wife
Exactly.
that you got to give attention to as well.
Right. You know.
And then you still need to make money for all this stuff still to go around.
Right.
Ain't none of us rich and millionaires, not yet.
So I just Googled how much do men get paid for donating sperm. It says based from beaspermdonor.com. It says
that's wild. Beaspermdonor.com.
It says on average, sperm donors are paid between $100 to $150 per donation visit.
Oh, you better off going to get plasma, bro. I'm sorry. Nah.
Donating 1 to 2 times per week, donors earn an average of $4,000 in 6 months.
Nah, I'm good, bro. I'm all right.
But I mean, I think that's weird. Like, no, because she said in the Breakfast Club that they're doing it because they have money.
Yeah,
right?
she said because she can't find really a man, and they were just going back and forth like it ain't that many black men, and it's like, bro, y'all steady putting us down by trying to build us up at the same time because you say it's not that many black men. No, you sitting up here talking about it's not that many black men. It's plenty of black men that will treat Ebony K. Williams exactly like she wanted to be treated. But she don't want.
Google this lady real quick, man.
But she don't want.
She looking like.
She decent. But she don't want a regular 9-to-5 dude. She looking for the top tier dudes, which she can do whatever you want to. But there's plenty of men that'll have kids with you and that'll be with you. She decent.
Right.
She's a beautiful woman. But it's just the saying that, you know, how all these people are talking about, I want to do with 6'6", 6 figures,
6 inches,
6 inches, and goddamn it 6 feet tall. But it's a whole bunch of other regular dudes, regular Joe Smoes that'll treat her just as better as anybody in this world would treat her. But she don't want that though. She want what she want, and I can't tell her to get what she don't want or whatever like that. Yeah. You're entitled to whatever you want.
But she still wants the baby.
Yeah, but you can't sit up here and say there's no black men out here when it's a bunch of them out here.
So how do you? She said 6 inches. She said up that a little bit. So as a black, if that's the black woman, right?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Ebony
K. Williams. Like, how would she teach? Say, for instance, she did have a boy. Mm-hmm. How would she teach him to, become a black man?
Hey, she say she got meta experiences because she a black woman, so she can probably be able to teach him that. And we all know that saying. I don't give a fuck how much money you got, how much masculinity you got. Ain't no black woman, and I know it's a lot of black women in the chat. They agree to me too. You can't teach no young black man how to be a young black man.
So again, on the reverse? Where's the men doing the exact same thing she's doing? Like,
ain't none.
Like, this to me is foolishness.
Ain't none. It ain't no black man that's doing no shit.
Like hey, I got money now. Like, bro, you can just go find you something to go slide up in. And
yeah.
Then on top of that,
But what was I'm sorry. But what was killing me about the conversation? Envy and Charlamagne didn't get no pushback or nothing like whatsoever. Like didn't try to like why you just can't wait till you find somebody. Which I know if you wanna have a dude or whatever, like if you wanna what? Oh, if you wanna have you a baby, do what you do, but then you put it at less advantages in this world though.
Exactly, and that's what I was gonna say, because the money doesn't make up for a relationship.
Sure
I would rather there be a mother, father, and child stable relationship and they're poor than to be rich and there is no relationship. Because I think that makes the difference. The relationship matters more than the money.
Yeah. Money
means nothing when it comes to. I'm not gonna say nothing. Money weighs little in comparison to to what a man will teach a man.
They just said money isn't the only thing children need. They need multitudes of attention, especially if you're trying to raise a decent human in this world.
Thank you.
I agree.
Thank you.
I agree.
See, well, we got some sensible women out here, and men, I guess.
But that's the thing, though. They try to say, and then they try to say like, black men don't raise their kids, but women are out here getting pregnant by the same number of dudes.
It's the same group of dudes that
and pregnant all these women.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is. I mean, yeah. No way around that.
So you can't sit up here and say that black men don't raise their kids. So you can't sit up here and say, oh, I want this because, I don't want the black dude to work. No, it's not. That's not the case. Because black men, we will take care of our kids. Nigga, we end up taking care of other people's kids.
That's another story for another.
But one thing I notice about these conversations is with women like Ebony K. Williams. She's 39 years old.
Oh, she's 39?
39, yeah.
Okay.
And it just popped in my head, right? Most of the time, by the time a woman reaches the age of 39 or 40, she will have already met
Facts. You're
the man that she wants, or the man that she needs.
Yep, but she wanted the man that she wanted. She wanted instead of getting the man that she needed.
I would wager that she's had a plethora of options.
That's a fact.
A plethora of men available to her that would be great fathers. But, like you said, once surpass needs in this situation.
That's a fact.
So, but we see where that gets us, right?
Mm-hmm. But and there's also a couple callers called and said that they wish people would have told them instead of like, this little whole phase thing going on, talking about women, you can just sleep with whoever you want to and just do all these things, which you can. You can do whatever you want to. But at the same time, tell these women that when you're born with all the eggs that you're going to have. You can't make no more eggs. So you wasting all your eggs and your youthful eggs and all that stuff out here hoeing and jumping on dicks and doing all that stuff you're doing. When they get to that age like that right there, and then you can't find no dude, and now you talking about you want to go, build a person.
Build a nigga.
Yeah. Now you want to go build you one?
Yeah.
Then that's what happens, because then nobody teach you that, maybe you should have froze your eggs when you was younger or something like that. Now you rushing trying to do this, and it's not no cheap process.
I think the whole thing is people trying to, like I said, this is so new agey to me, where people are just trying to get away from, mom, dad, child. Like, what I mean? We're trying to get away from all of that. And I think in order for humanity to keep pushing, that we need to go back to those old ways, the traditional ways of mom, dad, child. Dad, mom, child. Like, this is the children or whatever.
Or you can have
having the little dog if you want, or a cat or whatever it is. and the white little picket fence. And what happened to all that?
And it ain't necessarily got to be traditional. It can be a hybrid of the traditional. Because some of those things that the traditional it works. You can just bring it to the new age and redo
something. I guess you would have to tell me what is a hybrid of a traditional, because traditional always, mom, dad, what's a hybrid? Dad, kid? mom, kid. No disrespect. I'm just saying, what is a hybrid? What are we doing? Mom, dad, kid. Mom, dad, produced kid. This is theirs, right? So, anything else is strange to me, personally. I'm just saying. Keep doing what you're doing, because if what you're doing is doing it.
Yeah. Whatever you do, what you do.
Do what you do.
Whatever makes you happy, do what you do. As long as it ain't hurting nobody.
Facts. So.
Yeah, man.
But it just was strange that they was having a conversation.
Yeah, and I expect Envy and them not to really say nothing. Like, they strange as well.
But it's like, come on now, y'all talking about it don't what's the lady? She said you need a multiple of things instead of money. Yeah. So just because you got money and you got a nanny, that mean everything gonna be okay?
Absolutely not. And that entails that's how things happen to people's children. Just because you got money, but you're not really
leaving them with everybody.
Exactly. You're not watchful over your own kids, right? So you can have all the money in the world, but now your child is exposed to God knows what in this world. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is the reason why, like, my kids can't really spend the night over folks' house. You know what I'm saying? I don't allow that. Grandmothers and stuff like that. Outside of that, like, they come
friends.
Friends.
No friend. Like, they can't spend the night at friends.
Hell no. Come home. You really can't. And I think that's the day and age that we live in. You just kind of got to be like that.
I don't disagree.
You know what I mean? Because when things happen, you know, now you're blaming yourself. Like you could have been a little bit more
Yeah.
watchful over your own children. So I'm not finna just let my kids. I got 2 girls and a boy.
Yeah.
So I'm not finna let my children just go over any and everybody's house because they so called cool.
Yeah.
Or you know, I don't know these people and I don't know their family members. You know what I'm saying? And my kids can't go over just random family members' cribs.
Yeah.
You know that nigga strange.
Right.
You know Uncle.
Uncle Strange ass. No, man.
You know that nigga strange.
No.
But I got a rule about that though. Hey man, look here. I got a kid. I got a son. What you do to my son, I'm gonna do to you. And I don't care fuck what you talking about. Whatever you did to him, I'm gonna do to you, and I'm gonna smile in my mugshot. And I'm dead ass serious.
That reminded me when you was talking about the mask.
Yeah, whatever
You
you
remember
do.
you was talking about the mask, taping the mask to the
Oh
kid?
yeah, I'm with that. I'm with all that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Dog, because kids are so innocent and people be doing shit to kids, but won't do that same shit to adults.
Yeah.
So that shit irks me when I see people doing stuff to kids. Even if it's your own kid, I still don't like. Don't do that shit in my presence.
Right.
So whatever you did to my kid, I'm doing it to you. Nieces and nephews included. You did that shit to my niece and nephew too, I'm doing it to you.
So we could thwart all that. This is why my kids come with me.
That's a fact.
So
And that's a fact.
We ain't even got to cross that road.
That's
I
a
want
fact, but I'm
to.
with
I
it.
want to have to end up in jail, but then
I'm smiling.
because you got to understand, once you end up in jail, then who's gonna watch the kids?
That's a fact.
So that's why we thwart all that just by
That's true.
bringing our kids
Right,
with us.
right.
Uncle Strange. My Uncle Strange. But yeah, I'm doing whatever you did to my kid, I'm doing to you.
For sure.
So use your imagination or whatever fuck you want to tell us. I'm with it.
You know what I'm also thinking about? I'm just thinking about the practice of this. All right, so let's just say Ebony K. Williams and women like her, they go through the process, have the baby. Now the baby's 4, 5, 6, 7, but the age is up to before they can take care of themselves, right?
Yeah.
How does that process work?
And then they start asking questions like, why did you do this? And why you ain't having, dad? Why they got dad? They just start asking
Who
questions.
my daddy?
Yeah, who my daddy?
That's so fun.
Who my daddy?
Because I'm thinking like, what about like it sounds to me like it's going to automatically be a babysitter involved, right?
Yep.
It's gonna be a nanny. She gotta need a nanny because she's still gonna have to keep up the lifestyle that she's keeping up for her kid. So she still got to be out there working and traveling and doing what she's still doing.
Yeah. Jolanda say, I swear, I don't even play like that. My kids is my everything. Everyone don't get the pleasure. Facts.
That's true. That's a true statement.
That's the best way to do it, I think.
I don't play with kids, boy.
At all.
I don't play with kids. I don't even play with my own kids. You know what I'm saying? They don't play with me. I'm not your friend.
It's a fact.
See?
It's a fact.
Because I'm your protector. I'm the person that's supposed to look over you, after you rather. You know what I'm saying? And over you.
Yeah.
You know, and your mother is too. So I mean, shoot, man, we don't play about ours, short.
Jelana said there's weird people in this world, and not just adults, other kids too.
I'll
And
fuck
then-
a kid up too though.
I'm glad you finished that. Sheesh.
I'll fuck a kid up too. Facts. I will. Tell you, man, look, especially like because some of these kids be big as hell and your kid not that big. And motherfuckers just be sitting up there bullying your kid and doing everything. And then, like, you sit up there and you tell their parents. You tell their parents that their kid up here bullying your kid and they still doing what they doing. So then that's why you got to send threatening messages like, hey, you touch my kid again, I'm going to beat your daddy up.
Yeah, that's how you do it, right? Like, you
send that message.
If it was a woman and her man, and the woman was kind of getting out of line with you, you don't take it out on her.
Yeah, where your
You beat the
husband
brakes off him.
Where your husband at? You
Yeah.
finna see me beat the brakes off your motherfucking husband. Where your husband at?
Yeah, so I mean, I wouldn't beat the brakes off the kid. I just beat the father ass. Like it's nothing.
I'm like, this how your daddy should have been whooping your ass. Why you beating the fuck out of him?
So what else did you all want to talk about?
That was just a throw in though. I saw that on the so I had
Did
to
we talk
bring
about
that question.
Not yet.
Yeah, go ahead.
So before we get to what I really wanted to talk about, you reminded me of a Breakfast Club clip that I saw,
Okay.
and it was Lala, and basically she was saying in the clip that it seems like people are getting away from marriage. People are making the conscious choice to not marry each other, and she was saying that it's sad.
But how is it sad when people are out here saying marriage is no benefits for marriage. You take all the risks. You do all this. That's just what happens with life, though. Ain't life is a risk? We walking out here every day. Life is a risk. You going to work is a risk. Everything we do is a risk as humans. It's risky. If you're going to keep walking around here being scared to do everything, stay your ass in the house and don't make no money. Go in the wilderness. Don't ever do nothing a day in your life. But everything has a risk to it. Us being with each other is risky. Everything is risky.
Yeah. I think. What do you think? What do you think about that statement? She said it's sad that she's basically said it's sad that people are choosing to not get married anymore.
I do think it's sad. I mean, but that's just the way of the world. Like we just kind of, or at least in this society, like we just got done speaking about the Ebony K. Williams who wants to get her eggs frozen and do all that type of weird shit. And so I mean, that's the direction. Like I mean, why would you need a spouse? Why would you need a husband or a wife when you can just do something like that?
You can build a nigga.
Oh, right. Because I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Oh, so you saying technology that made it so easy to where they using technology to like it only take one house, it only take one parent household to do it. Only take you to do it on your own. You don't need two people like back in the day.
Yeah, basically, you don't. I mean, and in actuality, you do. I mean, yeah, maybe you're more financially stable, but what about those social things that children need to learn? Mm-hmm. You can't. I think you're better fit, or a child is better fit learning, social cues from both parents. Mm-hmm. Instead of just one. Like, being around just your mother's side of the family, even though a lot of times that'd be much more fun. But going also around your father's side of the family. Learning things from your father's side of the family. Learning history. A lot of the time our history is lost. You know everywhere where your mother and stuff is from, but you don't know where your dad and stuff is from. You don't know the history. You don't know if you got land from down south. Right. You don't know nothing.
Right.
So, I think getting away from marriage is a little bit backwards, but to each his own. Man, look, marriage ain't for everybody.
It ain't, but at the same time, like the Godfather Kevin Samuel always say, your ass gonna die along with some cats. Because at the end of the day, when you get up in age and whatnot, you need that companionship. I don't care what you say, how much money you say you get, or how much this. You need somebody else to love your little dirty ass too.
Yeah, I see.
Soundman Dave said, well, I believe it's mostly men around my age refusing to get married, 25 to 30.
What did he say? I always wanted to belong, but marriage is the hardest thing I've ever done. Which is that's true. Marriage is a lot of fucking work, a lot of fucking forgiving, a lot of understanding, a lot of give and take. It's just a lot. I ain't even married yet, and I know that. I ain't even walked down the aisle yet, and I know it's gonna be a lot of forgiving, a lot of understanding, a lot of give and take, a lot of compromising. It just can't go all your way. You're gonna have to give up some things to get some things. That's just the way the world works, though, and it's just the way it is. Especially if you want somebody to be there with you and you want somebody to grow old with, like, cause it ain't nothing like you having a big ass house and all these things and you have no legacy to leave it to. What did you do it for? It's just being honest.
When I was sick back in 2019, when I had that stuff.
Yeah. You had the first version though. You had the version of Undetected.
Right. You
had the real version.
When I had that vid, like my wife was there with me. You know what I'm saying? She was there by my side. Like at the end of because we didn't know what it was. Right. So I'm thinking I'm finna die. Like that's what I felt. That's in my mind and she was there with me, and essentially between her and my mother, like they nursed me back to health, and she was there every step of the way. So imagine that when you're 75, 80 years old, right, and you just by yourself. A lot of these nursing homes are full of, and as to Fried's point, but a lot of these nursing homes are full of elderly black men with nobody by their side. They die and they're literally, those are actually the guys who are literally dying alone. It's just now that the women are catching on to it. So they sound like they want to be a part of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Well, so we have a lot of eligible people to be married. It's just everybody don't want to compromise.
Yeah, and then it's the simple fact of people not telling them, they telling them all the perks of it. They telling them all, oh, you can just be out here, you can do what you want to do. You don't have to, you don't have to answer to nobody. They're not saying that, like, when you're younger, you out here doing all this crazy stuff without a care in the world. But at the end of the day, when you get 30, that shit started to catch up to you. all that shit you did. Like just like if you're not married and you are single, you did all that single, you did all that single shit, right? You out here did all that single shit, but when you get older and you having health problems, ain't nobody here to help you take care of your stuff. Ain't nobody here to help you take, yourself to the hospital or remind you of your doctor's appointments, remind you of to take your medicine, anything like that. And people don't tell people those parts of things. They just tell them. We always get all the good out of everything, but you don't tell people the bad things that come along with that. And that's the problem.
Jordan York says, I feel like a lot of people get married to not die alone and not for love.
What's going on, Jordan? Man. Well, see, this is the thing with that. I didn't know we were going to go here.
Okay.
Marriage isn't about love. Marriage is, OG Kevin Samuels said it, marriage is about duty. I've said this before. Once you start factoring in love into the equation, you start seeing divorce rates and separations going up, because it often distracts people from what is most important.
Yeah.
So marriage, if you're into this person or talking to this person, having conversations with the person with the intent of them fulfilling their duty and you fulfilling yours, then we're going back to the traditional days when divorce marriage rates in the black community were up 80%.
But I would think it start off as love and then it end up as duty. I would think you really love each other and you there for each other when it first start, but then at the end, when it start getting older, y'all start getting older with each other, now I have a duty to this person because I've been with them so long that I have a duty to help take care of them. It's like with your kids. You love and Google Gaga and all that shit when they babies, but when them motherfuckers start getting on your nerves, you really don't want to, but you got a duty. That's my bloodline. I have to do this.
I think it could be a bit of both.
That's right? What I'm saying, yeah.
So, in Western society, it's based off love.
Okay.
But in other societies, it's based off duty.
Mm-hmm.
Where first, it's your duty to get married with this person because they're able to take care of you. But then later on in life, you can learn, since you've been around this person for so long, you can learn to love a person.
Right.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so then that's why a lot of those arranged marriages last for so long. Because you can learn to love a person.
Because you ain't like them at first and it's for 10 years.
Exactly.
But then as they go older, you really starting to love them now.
Yeah. So,
and
even back in the day, like, we talk about slavery and stuff like those. A lot of those things were arranged. Those were arranged marriages. Those wasn't like, oh, I love him. No, those were arranged.
Right.
So those lasted, through time. So it wasn't until we got, again, new agey that, falling in love and everything, that shit hit the fan.
Divorce rates go up.
Exactly. The Stockholm syndrome.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I think when you first start putting together with someone and y'all so fresh and y'all so young, y'all so much in love, but as time goes on, you start to get more of the duty thing and you start looking at it for the duty and a lot of sacrifice. Like Jolanda said, it's a lot of sacrifice. A lot. Men and women both. I'm not just going to put it on the men. I'm going to put it on the women. Put it on both sides. It's a lot of sacrifice.
All 7 viewers, man. We finna get y'all wrenches. Give them a wrench, man.
Yeah, but it's about sacrifice on both ends, and I think it do start off as love, like we say, but then as you get older, and you start to, because when you get older, you start to get when you get older, you get more mature about things. You start to see things for what they really are and how humans really are. You're like, it is about duty now. Mm-hmm. It ain't about that. It ain't about me being happy or anything like that. It's about my duty to make my family be great and all this stuff.
Yes, and that's why arranged marriages are more successful than how we practice getting into relationships and marriage with people, because it's really in an arranged marriage, and this is how I'm understanding it. A man has to be a successful, he has to be productive member of society.
That's the whole reason why our shit fall off, right? Well, the Western societies fall off is because somebody ain't got no money. But I love his dirty drawers. They dirty because y'all ain't got no money to wash them.
Oh, shit. That's where we going?
Saying, man, we gotta, duty should be first. a woman should be looking at a man like, will he be a productive member of society? Will he be a great father? Is this a man that I could see myself submitting to? Well, and the man, and same thing in reverse. Mm-hmm. He needs to be looking at, will she be a great wife? Will she be a great mother? Is she?
That ass ain't fat enough. That's what it go by.
How long?
That ass ain't fat enough.
How long?
Them titties ain't big enough.
Because you're often hear a woman, you'll oftentimes hear a woman say, "Well, he has potential. He has potential." How long do we sit on the potential part? Like, how long do we say, like, this dude is like 40 and you've been with him, all the, I guess, the best years of your life, and you still talking about his potential.
But that's why you gotta have a better judgment about yourself, about who you pick. You gotta know, like, am I finna ride this out, or is it time to jump off this motherfucker ride for this bitch crash?
What is that movie with Acrimony?
Ooh. Just missed the train.
Man, yeah. And me and my wife, it was like me, my wife, I think maybe my mother went, I'm not sure. But we had so many deep debates about it, and I'm firm on what I be believing in. And, they was, the women gonna try to gang up on you. No. But it shows, like, man, it's like, okay, if she didn't stay on the train, if she did stay on the train, would he still be as successful?
It's a good question. That's a great question. Cause like the train could have still derailed and still wouldn't have been good.
Yeah.
But she got off of it to propel him to do what he did.
Yeah. That probably. So was it she holding him back?
Maybe.
Those are just
Maybe
a lot
not.
of the questions that I run through my mind.
But the thing about it is, he still breaks off with some bread. But that wasn't good enough. She wanted everything.
She wanted everything.
She wanted the life.
He went and bought the house back and gave him like $10 million. He gave her like $10 million?
Yeah, $10 million. I thought that was more
than enough.
Bro, I did the math in that. It added up to like $1 million that he owed her, technically, for all those years of breaking stuff.
Spaces is firm on his, like, hey, this is what it is.
It was been a minute.
It ain't no gray area, boy. This is what
I believe. It's been a minute since I've seen the movie.
I was finna crack a joke. Go ahead. I was
finna
finna crack that joke, man.
Spaces is that
what he said, that light bill, that light bill was $40 when I got here. Now it's $42. Here's them $2 more. That's Spaces right there, but
He's very direct with it. Like, it ain't no sugarcoating. It ain't no. Oh,
since I've been here, lights only went up $2.
So that's what I'm giving you.
Right.
Hey, what we call him? He called what's the word?
I don't know. Goddamn money miser. Goddamn.
No, he that one that take everything literally with it. Hey, it literally. He say, hey, it went up $2. 75 cents. He go to hey,
I'm helping you out.
I gave you $3. I need my quarter.
Right.
I need my quarter.
Man.
Hey, if he was sincere, sincere would he around us, boy.
No, man, that's, I would not do that for the record. Oh man.
But yeah. I think he still did her a solid by giving her that $10 million, and he still bought the But he bought the house back.
Well, the women was like, no, he got the boat.
Yeah, he got the boat.
The yacht.
And he named it on my name.
Yeah, that's my name. Yeah.
Got that bitch on my boat.
And you know what?
That's what they said. He got that bitch on my boat, girl.
When I was
and her girlfriend hyping my bad. My girlfriend's hyping her up.
No,
for you to get your ass drowned.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. Your ass in the water. Yeah. You ain't got nothing now.
D-E-D.
Oh, God, man.
Oh, this just popped in my head. With I want to go back for a little bit, the Ebony K. Williams situation. Mm-hmm. And what I was thinking about with the situation from, zero to when the child is able to be left alone and take care of themselves. Mm. You need to understand one thing that needs to be really thought about in that situation, right? Mm-hmm. When a father isn't in the house, there's been survey after survey after survey, multiple different pieces of information that prove that when a father isn't in the household, the child is more likely to exhibit all kinds of bad behavior, like do worse in school, more likely to join a gang, more likely to be disruptive in society, more likely to go to jail. So do they practice exactly what is a detriment to the upbringing and the mentality of children? But
That's a question, Charlemagne, and I'm sure that
I want to have a conversation.
But, yeah.
I would love to have that conversation. But anyway, so the elephant in the room, man. I'm sure you guys have heard about it. The Tyree Nichols situation, man.
Yes. It's crazy.
I'm not on social media, right? So I've seen it when we was talking about it in our group chat, and I've seen clips of it. And I was gonna let y'all go, and then I could just chime in on some of y'all from what you did know or don't know.
You want to go first? Say your thoughts on it.
Go ahead. Let them know. I mean, because some of these people may not. I'm sure they've heard, but you can just kind of give them a backdrop of what's going on.
So, in a nutshell, basically what happened in Tennessee was Memphis. 5 black cops pulled Tyree Nichols, a black man, over, and it's unclear what the official reason they pulled him over. But long story short, they end up beating him, and 3 days later, he goes to the hospital. 3 days later, he dies.
Got tased too. He got tased too. You said 5 black officers. Was a white officer that tased him. It was a white officer also that was videotaping.
Yeah, because
so
I'm learning more.
We need not to exclude him. I'm not saying you were trying to.
Yeah.
But because that officer got fired, however, he didn't get charges put on him. So it's mad interesting. I've heard different accounts of the story. This was over a female or a woman or whatever. He was dealing with one of the cops, girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, something like that to that effect. But, and then I heard like they recanted that story. So I'm not really sure what's going on. I just, it's just another sad situation. It's interesting how when it is 5 black officers, not including the white one, that how fast, I guess, quote unquote, justice is served. Mm-hmm. How you try to make, again, black men as the face of everything bad. It took forever to get those cops in Minnesota, right? To get those guys indicted for some things, and
that shit happened so goddamn quick.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous.
It happened within a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go.
Oh man, it's a crazy situation overall, man. It's just sad in general that happened, because I watched like a piece of it, of the video, and it was like when he was screaming for his mother.
Again, there was another part of screaming for his mother?
What you mean?
You say he was screaming for his mother? Yeah. Oh, so he was screaming for his mother too?
He was screaming for his mother while they were pepper spraying him, while they were punching him, kicking him. Screaming for his mother. That's the part that hit me the hardest. That's the part where I was like, man, come on, man.
Wow.
Come on, man.
What's crazy is like, with the officers, whatever they claim to be, because I heard they were some type of task force called Scorpion or Scorpio or something like that. Scorpion, some type of off-brand task force that really intimidated the communities, really bullied and beat up and battered the people. Huh?
Instead of helping, they bullying and battering and doing what the fuck
they were the jump out boys. When they come out, they're not asking questions. They just whooping ass, right? So, but if this is all over, a woman, it boggles me that even the police officers stoop to that level where they're willing to take another man's life over, somebody that isn't even theirs.
Yeah.
Like, what I mean? Even the police officer, where's the code? Where's the humanity? Where's the honor? in any of that.
Yeah.
You get no points for that.
So the Scorpion.
He said the whole woman, I guess, thing was proven to be false. So what was the exact narrative, or?
Yeah, because I don't know. I'm learning as the days progress. I just know that was one of the theories.
Yeah, no, that's what I heard. I did put it out there as if it could be or not true, but even then, I mean, what is the exact thing?
I don't know if I read that actually that the full footage is going to be released sometime soon.
Yeah,
because the video that I saw or that was floating around, it started at when the cop was walking up to the car and pulling them out or whatever. So I don't know. I haven't seen anything yet that specified the reason why he was being pulled over.
And they say, because I think they say he was reckless driving, but I don't think, because I was getting all my news from off like other podcasts and stuff too, that he wasn't really reckless driving either. I thought. I heard, cause one I heard, but overall, it's just a sad thing that it keep happening. It don't matter if it's black, white, Hispanic, whatever. Like, police officers still doing this, and who think it's gonna stop? I don't think it's gonna stop. People can say the vice president went to his funeral and she spoke. Nigga, election coming up. That's why they there.
Garner votes.
Yep. That's exactly why they was there. The election coming up. They need us. And when we go vote for them again, if y'all vote for them, I don't know what y'all gonna do. Shit gonna happen again. It's gonna do it again. They're gonna go back in their holes. They're gonna be in there for 4 years, and then another tragedy happen. Year 3, they're gonna come out, get your votes again. It ain't nothing gonna change. It's gonna be the same thing. Like, what has changed? Be honest. Motherfuckers been doing this to us since we've been shorties. Motherfucker 38 right now. They've been doing this shit since I've been a shorty. I got so many police stories, it's ridiculous. And I wasn't even really a bad kid like that. If we want to sit up here and go by police stories.
Fireworks.
I was about to say, since you
See, look, y'all bring the old stuff. That was the time. They don't even know nothing about that.
They do. You put it out there.
But it's just a simple fact of saying, it's nothing going to change, bro. They do this all the time. What's going to change? We keep talking about it, and we say we're going to march. They finna get out there and get on their marching shoes, their marching boots, for put on their Vans. They finna start twerking. We're going to do some rap battles in front of the Capitol, and ain't nothing going to change. So, I don't even, that's why I'm just looking and baffled about, it's another one happened.
What do you think about putting life insurance policies? Like, I was watching, could have been a documentary, down in New Orleans. They would have like the kids, the parents would put life insurance policies on the children, right? And something like this where, if the insurance has to pay out,
Facts.
they're gonna hold.
Facts. Yeah, they coming.
Police accountable.
Yeah, that's money.
Nobody wants to sit up here and pay money.
That's money involved.
We can sit up here and talk about legislation all day, and we don't have the funds to even push legislation. But we start, putting what did I say? We start putting insurance policies on each other, or on our children, on ourselves. Seems like that would probably work. When you got to shell out
that money,
$1 million, $2 million every time.
And it's because a police officer did some negligent shit. Oh yeah, they coming out to the state now. Yeah. And insurance companies don't pay because they want you to pay them. They don't want to pay you.
Right.
So yeah, that shit might work. Yeah. You're right. It is a scam itself. And it's always like you follow the money.
Facts.
If you really want change, you follow the money.
Scorpion meant street crimes operation to restore peace in our neighborhoods.
They was creating havoc, right?
I mean, I've heard a bunch of different stuff around this. I heard that they weren't even supposed to be there. Like, that unit wasn't even supposed to be there.
Yeah.
It's just.
I heard they were ex-gang members or Bloods or something. That's what I heard, literally. These guys are, So I don't know. You get a lot of that in the police force.
Jordan said putting policies on everyone would create wealth. They don't want to see that.
That's a fact too, Jordan.
That's bars.
Who is Jordan? You know Jordan?
I'm not sure. But there is a bag chaser named Jordan.
Oh no! I was just wanted to know because I think he said hi to you out there.
But man, that's just crazy.
Jordan, though.
It's a crazy situation, man, and it's sad that Do you think the body cams that the police has changed, at least calmed down their methods and the stuff that they do? Because I would think like they know that they have the body cam on, so maybe I don't know, at least turn it off if they're going to do it. You know what I'm saying?
They would, and now I don't mean this to be funny or anything. They whooped that boy ass with the body camera on.
That's what I'm saying.
So I don't think it's changing shit. Because they probably did this plenty of times before, but this time it done probably got where the dude done died, and they raising hell about it. But they done probably did this plenty of times before with the body.
Salute to you. You said I just found you guys on YouTube.
Oh, thank you, Jordan. Salute to you.
Thank you.
But for them to do this with the body cam footage on and do it this time, that means they've been doing this.
They look way too comfortable.
Thank you. So they've been doing this, and this the first time that if you study doing this with your body cam footage and stuff on, right? Yeah. And this the time you got caught.
You said why y'all looking like the Pan-African flag. The red, the black, and the green.
No, but they've did this before, so they didn't care about the body cam footage. They think it wouldn't been used. Mm-hmm. But this the time somebody died and somebody raised hell about it. Now they pulling the body cam footage. So now if they go back probably to all the times they woo body cam, they'll probably see this plenty of times where they beat somebody else and they didn't care about the body cam footage.
Yeah. I mean, and police have been known to turn them off.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not like...
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You would think, or I would think, that if you're going to do that, they would make sure that the cameras are turned off.
Yeah.
And then, then there's no evidence. Like, then they have a case like maybe he did. Something else happened.
Yours.
Yeah, like something else happened. We didn't touch, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They would have a better case to save themselves. Yeah. Not saying that they should keep them on, you know what I'm saying? But.
I mean, technology is, I mean, you think about, the whole Rodney King incident. That was just supposedly some random guy just filming.
Big ass camcorder.
Yeah, the camcorder.
He probably came from Freaknik.
Oh, no, I think it was a white dude. Not to say that.
He probably came from Freaknik too.
Down in
Atlanta,
LA?
yeah, Atlanta. He came from Atlanta. He was just driving up from Atlanta.
Okay.
Freaknik. He had a camcorder.
Probably, yeah. There was some freaky dudes in the 90s. But he said the main camera footage from this wasn't body cam footage. There was a security camera nearby that caught most of it. And that's what I would think. Yeah.
Troy know a lot about it. He must have was doing a little bit of research on this. He know a lot about it.
Yeah. I mean, the rabbit hole goes deep.
Yeah.
And you'll never really get the full, understanding. Not necessarily understanding, but the full story. Like, nobody was there at the end of the day. We don't know what's going on. Same with the George Floyd situation.
Yeah, we just know that the footage that we saw was there. We try to piece.
We just we're basing what we're saying off of what we saw.
Yeah.
But I heard somebody told me a theory that one of the guys' names that was involved with one of the cops, his name was Emmett Martin III. What do you think of when you hear the name Emmett?
Emmett Till.
Emmett Till, right?
Yeah.
And that situation was Emmett Till versus, the white lady and white people. Yeah. So the person's theory was this might have been set up, allegedly been set up, to associate the name Emmett with a black cop and two black men, as opposed to the Emmett Till situation, to take the focus off of it.
I mean,
like, he explained it better, you know what I'm saying? So, but I just butchered it. But it's like, sometimes stuff kind of, the connection, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of awkward. Like, what are the odds?
That's true, because one of the cops, he was from he wasn't even from Memphis. Like, dude was from Maine somewhere. Well, I think he was from Connecticut, moved to Maine. He was from Bangor, Maine, or something. It was something real strange. Like, what made you want to be a police officer in Memphis?
Probably got suspended from up there in Maine, and Memphis was probably the only police department that hired him right now.
When I see the police in Memphis, between Memphis and Baltimore, those always reminded me of those security guards that just be, they never struck me as being actual police
officers.
Yeah, you should see the cars. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
So, did y'all hear anything about what Jason Whitlock said?
No, I didn't. But I mean, I don't really. Man, that's the thing about those guys. Like, dude, comment on sports. Stick to that.
He's a sportscaster?
Yes.
I did not know.
Stick to sports. Like, we don't.
So basically, he said they acted this way because they're led by a single woman, a single black woman, a single black mother, or something like that.
That's why they did what they did.
That's what he said. The 5 police officers or 6 police officers, whoever, did what they did because they're led by a single black mother.
I don't think that's.
You can tell who won't get no pussy.
I mean, so
But we don't know everybody's background. Like I said, the one guy's from Connecticut,
right.
so we don't know everybody's background. We don't know if they were raised by single mothers. Like, how does he know all this information? Who gave him the information right away?
Well, their chief, I don't even know the word, but the person above them was a woman, and he just blurted out in an assumption that she was a single black mother.
Man,
You know, like,
I don't think that.
I don't think he like his black skin.
I don't think that's fair. You know, I mean, just in general, I don't think that's fair to assume that.
Me neither.
You know, so.
It's just a sad situation all the way around. It's like that's why we really don't have like lost for words and all that stuff, because somebody really actually lost their life that probably didn't even deserve. Even I don't care what he did, it didn't deserve for them to be what they say, judge and executioner. Right there at the point,
Judge and executioner.
jury, judge, and executioner. Right there at the point. I don't think nobody at a simple traffic stop should lose their life right then and there, just because they probably resisted arrest just a little bit with you. And it's like 5 of y'all, and y'all big as hell, and y'all can't get this dude under control and put no handcuffs on him. Come on, man.
He was in handcuffs.
But just show you how much of men they really are. It's just a crazy. Really don't know what to say. It's just a loss of words. It's just a crazy situation, man, for him to lose his life.
I think a lot of things like this are not necessarily fake, right? But I think that, like you put the whole Emmett Till thing together.
Yeah.
I think they are, what they call some type
That person did that. Whoever.
Okay.
Somebody
But
told
they
me.
are some type of like psyops where they'll do certain things during certain times of the year, or they'll do something to to try to cause hysteria, and they wanted people to go out there and maybe do a little rioting and looting.
Yeah.
They wanted that to happen, and I think they saw that we weren't really budging for it this time. We weren't. I don't know.
Well, as far as what Jason Whitlock said, right? One of the things he said that, right? But I also saw Anton Daniels did it. He did an interview, not an interview, but he did a live stream, and Jason Whitlock cammed up. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm about 90% sure he said this. Jason Whitlock has a child. So, if that is true, you're saying that they acted out this way because they're led by a single mother, right? Single black mother.
Mm-hmm.
But you have a single black mother out here. You have a child with a mother.
Is he not taking care of his child?
Well, that part I don't know.
When I think single black mother, I think it's like the child father isn't
There at all.
there. Not
Yeah,
that you're not necessarily in a relationship, that you're single, not married, but that the child father isn't there.
Well, I think single as in not married.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that can be related to. Like, what else? I don't know how to phrase it, but
what if she's single? I mean, what if she's not single but has a man and he's like a stepfather to the child? That's not single black mother.
well, you're not single. You're single until you're married.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's just kind of easier. Like, to me, I would think, okay, if a child's father is still around, she's not a single parent. Now, I mean, that's what it basically boils down to. He's basically saying single parent.
Yeah.
Not
that's
necessarily not in a relationship with someone, but a single parent. And again, I don't know those people enough, and I'm sure he don't know those people enough to say whatever he's saying.
Well, what bothered me, I was I was listening to it, and he said more single men, without children, needs to be willing to marry women with children that already have children.
Wait, say it again. Go back to it.
He said more men with no children, or whatever, more men with no children.
Mm-hmm.
More men with no children need to be more willing to marry women that already have children.
Who said that?
Jason Whitlock.
I almost said something, bro. Y'all stop telling people what he said, bro. I almost said something. I know I wasn't
He
gonna say
needs
what
to
I was
continue
gonna say.
commenting on sports.
You just shut the fuck up. That's what the fuck you need to do. Shut the fuck up. It's a dumbass, like, and you supposed to be an educated man.
Might hit our quota for the day.
Oh no, because like that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to shut the fuck. Like, bro, you need to shut the fuck up if you said some dumb shit like that. And you supposed to be like a worldwide journalist or whatever like that. And you gonna say some dumb shit like that. He gonna tell somebody else who to marry or who to go. Like, come on, bro.
And that's what made me so mad in the conversation. I was legit like about to type in while I was busy. I was moving around, but I was thinking like, bro, if you just said that you have a child with a woman out here, be an example and go marry her.
No, he wants somebody else to go marry her.
That's what, and that you see what I'm saying?
Like,
You see what I'm saying?
Shut the fuck up.
You see what I'm saying? Like be an example. You started. You take this woman that you have a child with that you're not married to, and if she's not married as well, marry the woman that you had a child with. Lead by example.
And this is where I get mad at people because, like, YouTube is a gift and a curse because we give everybody a voice that don't need a voice. And that's one of the people that we should just stop looking at. Like, for real. Like, man say some outlandish things and we go look at them more.
I don't watch dude.
Not at all. If you come in my algorithm, I sign out of YouTube.
I think he's only said one thing before, like I've heard. And I said, okay, I can get on board with that because I'm one of those people, like we always say, I eat the meat, spit out the bones. He has said one thing, literally one I can't even remember, but he has said one thing. But this is totally folly.
But then that's the point where you can get with him because he's saying, if you say multiple idiotic things, but you say also multiple brilliant things, I can fuck with you. But if you just said a million idiotic things and then you said one brilliant thing, there's nothing I can do with that.
Yeah, I don't look to go listen to no Jason Whitlock or try to get any advice from a Jason Whitlock.
I'm trying to still fit.
Jason Whitlock need to get his ass in the gym.
Man, look at
You know what
I'm
I'm
trying to
saying?
figure out which female. That's the point. What I always
Who
say.
let him smash?
Thank you. My point exactly. What woman out here let this man smash? I ain't gonna sit up here and say like I'm the cutest guy in the world. But who let this nigga smash? And y'all be out here talking about it ain't no good meat. Look who the fuck y'all let smash? When the hell this nigga got a kid?
So
Man, next subject.
the main model.
That's what I'm saying, bro. For real. Next subject. Like for real, bro.
Oh man, that's pretty much. Oh well, I'll say this last thing we can close out.
Before we close out, I got a question. This is a broad question that's been asked. You can ask, but I just want to make sure I ask it.
Okay,
It's a fan question. Fans.
Support him.
Supporters. my bad, fans. Supporters.
This is the last thing I'll say. And I put this in the same bucket I put with Jason Whitlock, right? Live by example. If you think more men with no children or whatever should be willing to marry women that already have children, then you start by marrying the woman that you have a child with.
Right.
Be the example you want to see in the world.
Yes, be the example. Lead by example. But then I also asked that question to Lala, right? In the same situation where she was on the Breakfast Club talking about how it's sad that people aren't trying to get married anymore. In the same interview, she said she's not trying to get married anymore. Or in the same clip. Well, she was like co-hosting, or that's what they're doing now.
Co-hosting.
Whatever. You filed for divorce from Mello. you don't want to get married again? How is it sad? Lead by example.
Bro,
You get married.
man, look here. Y'all study. I've been told y'all, I do not like celebrities. Do not take what they say. Don't care what they do. And this might sound harsh. I don't want to say because I do care if people live or whatever, but I don't care what happens to them. Like, we're regular everyday people, and we listen to people who's the 1% of the world who only make up 1% of the world. Why the fuck are we listening to them? And that shit, that's some of the stuff that's some of the dumbest ever to me. Like, y'all, it'd be a lot of people around here, and that's really what social media is about. Like, a lot of people be around here following their lives, trying to live their lives to other people's lives. Like, why? Why are you worried about so much about what a celebrity does and say, who gives a fuck? I have to go to work every day. I don't give a fuck what now one of them say. Ain't gonna help me come drive this truck. Fuck them. We out here driving trucks.
Yeah.
That's making the world go round. We transporting goods. So why the fuck do you care about somebody who's starring in a movie who for your entertainment? Laugh at their ass and keep it moving. Why the fuck you give a fuck about what they say about your life or anything that got to go on? Like, I care if you get married again. No, be single. Die with some cats. I don't care.
They're influencers. That's why people give them.
But that's the point. We need to be influencing our own kids.
There you go. I have no
we,
qualms.
We sitting up here letting, and I understand your kid can look at them, but your kid, hey, don't idolize that. It's fake. She had all type of surgeries, and I'm not talking particularly about Lala because I don't want none of that. I'm talking about any woman.
Melo will come see you.
All right, I'm a grown man just like he is, but they people fake. They have all type of surgeries and all that stuff. Ooh, I do got another question too since I said surgery. If y'all want to.
Start with yours. See
All
where
right.
we at.
All right. So, this is a fan question. Supporter question. It's actually directed to Spaces. I've personally gotten this question so many times, right? So I only thought it was fair, and this isn't to blindside you with a question, but the reason I couldn't give you a heads up is because I wanted the most authentic answer I could possibly get.
Okay.
So the people out there could see and hear for themselves. So the question is, that I've got is, what's up with your man Spaces? Why is he drilling on the women like this? Why is he going so hard on the women? I've gotten this from countless number of people, right? They would say, Maul, he kind of leans towards the women's side. Jay, every day you somewhat in the middle. You used to jab her, but you somewhat in the middle, and then you got Spaces. He's on the women's throats, right? So
you right, DD10 bitches.
He be giving them the work, and I've gotten this from women and men. So I would like for because I can't speak for you,
It's a fact.
right? So I only thought it was fair, whether we was doing it live or not, but I only thought it was fair that, I give you a chance to speak to the audience and, your mentality or, how do you conclude, how do you get to, your thought process? How did you get to, to whatever?
So,
there you go. Let's come on. Let's see. I'm gonna sit back, really pay attention. Let's listen to this.
So I do hear that a lot myself.
Okay.
I do hear that a lot. People think that I do have some sort of misogynistic
Animosity.
this vitriol. Yeah.
That's a bad question. Who hurt you?
Who hurt Spaces?
Who hurt Spaces?
I don't know.
Ask him.
I think people think that because we have this angel complex towards women where it's always believe all women, we always have this approach the situation with the victim mentality towards them. Mm-hmm. And I'm just speaking against it. I don't have anything against women at all. I'm just speaking on what the issues are that people like to not talk about. For instance, when it comes to marriage, for example, up to 90% of divorces are initiated by women. Mm-hmm. Why can't I talk about that?
Because it's not going against their side, not with them.
Right, and then most of the people that think I do have some sort of animosity towards women don't know the stuff that I know.
Yeah.
So it's not that I have an issue with. I love women. right? I was literally brought up in the house of women,
My mom's a woman.
Player.
right? I was kicking it with my mom and my sisters yesterday.
My dad's a dad. He said my mom's a dad.
But no, I don't. I can see why people would think that I have some sort of issue, and I really don't.
Yeah.
I just speak on the issue, the information that I know.
Well, there we go. And to me, that answers the question. I mean, I think we were pretty balanced in this today's broadcast. I think we were pretty balanced, so nobody was driving on anybody. But that has been asked that so many times for people who just
Like, why you asking me? Ask him.
Well, they don't know him,
Oh, okay.
right? So some people don't know him,
Okay.
but some people do.
And they still ask you.
And they still ask me, you know. But I do get people that don't know him, so I thought, let's just ask him the question, and it'd be most authentic just to ask you, on air or whatever.
That's
So
true.
even if we weren't doing it live, my plan was gonna ask you today.
Yeah.
So I don't want you to think it was like blindsided, but yeah.
It's cool, but that's the answer. If anything, to be honest, I go harder on men. That's just never the really the conversation that's going on.
But when we go hard on men, they don't see that. They only see when we go hard on women, and they only take that to heart.
You see.
Because we plenty of times we done told guys to get their shit together. You shouldn't be out here fucking shouldn't be having sex with all these women. You should get yourself together. You shouldn't just be out here impregnating women. Nick Cannon shouldn't be, like, our opinion. I don't think we should be out here just impregnating women, having all these baby mothers that we can't be in a household with. We done said that plenty of times about all of them. We done got on Future and all this stuff. People think we don't like Future. We fuck with Future music.
I don't.
He's different.
Well, I'm finna bump. I got Future and R. Kelly in the goddamn.
Dex, the roller Dex.
Yep. The CD drive. Well, I still got CD drive. Told you I owe my car.
But I appreciate them for listening, though.
Me too.
I can see why. Like I said again, I can see why people would think that I do have some sort of vitriol, but I don't. For instance, I've even said the lowest of the low. The lowest of the low type of man is a man that would impregnate a woman, but not raise a child with. Like, if you can voluntarily, you know what you're doing when you go and have sex with this woman.
Mm-hmm.
If you go in there you naturally put her in the position to become the mother of your children. So if afterwards you get that post-nut clarity and say, oh no, I don't want the child that I just put in you, then you disgust me.
What do you say? You put your Johnson in that woman.
You know what I mean? Those are the most I think it's because I don't surround. Man, I can go on and on, but
we don't surround ourselves with those type of dudes.
I don't.
And people don't understand.
I leave those in the slums, man.
You said the slums.
The slums. Y'all are bottom feeders.
Damn, got a bag chasing chalk coming out of there. But no, I'm with you on that though, because a lot of people, like, we always say too. I know we rambling and going on, but we always say too, like, women be like, you don't talk to your deadbeat friends about raising their kids, and it's deadbeat fathers out there. And I always say this: it is out there. They are out there. But we don't know none of them. Don't none of them have our numbers. Don't none of them hang around us. Don't none of them work with, from what I've seen from my little group of, the group of people I hang around. We don't hang with people like that. Everybody I know that has kids with a woman, even if they're not with that woman, they're taking care of their kids.
I mean, what could you talk to a person, right, like a grown man, about raising his child? Like, what can you say to him that's going, like, hey, you should be raising your kids?
Okay.
Like, if he didn't see his own child that looked just like him, you know what I mean? That little baby, that bundle of joy, they call it, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That new baby smell,
Yeah.
right? And you
New
didn't see
baby smell.
that new baby smell, right?
New baby smell.
Because the baby's got a smell. That new baby smell, and you didn't decide that, you know what? Let me get my stuff together. Let me go ahead and be there for my child. Ain't nothing I can say to you as another grown man
Not a damn thing.
that's gonna change your mind after you done sat there and probably held that baby and looked in that baby's eyes, and you off doing your own thing, impregnating somebody else. Nah, bro. I ain't
But
got
ain't
time.
that something to women too? That you know he got a kid already, but you sit there and lay down here with him unprotected and let him get you pregnant too?
Oh, no doubt. But you know, as they always said, heavy is the head that wears the crown, right? If you're
Yeah.
supposed to be the man, the leader, the head,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? We shouldn't even have to look to them. Like you should be like, you know what?
It's a fact.
Well, let's practice semen retention. Let's not be
It's
nutting
a
up
fact.
all, you know, let's not nut up in these hood rats.
It's a
Well,
fact.
she may not be a hood rat. Let's just not nut up in everything that we run up in.
That's
You
a
know, how about let's just chill out? How about let's just be friends? How about let's work on building so then we can have a family? How about that? So that's my 2 cents.
For real, like I just remember the conversation I had with somebody, and he said, long story short, that he was messing with this woman, and she got feelings and got pregnant on purpose.
How she get
I
pregnant?
laughed in his face.
He called HR on you, didn't he?
It wasn't a coworker. It
Oh,
was-
okay. I thought he called HR on you.
I laughed in his face. She got how, bro? She can't get pregnant until. Come on, man. Come on, man.
He thought he was talking
Those
so
are-
goofy though. That's what he thought.
He thought he literally tried to. You know how somebody like when they are talking about their contribution to the situation, they'll go blah 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 blah. This happened to me. This happened to me. Well, I did that, but this happened. You know what I mean? I don't even know how to phrase it, but he tried to just skate over. She done caught feelings and got pregnant. Dude, bro, no,
You got
no,
her pregnant, bro.
no. We're not about to go over that. We're not about to just let that.
That was your friend?
No,
Oh, okay. So I'm tell him to lose your number.
no, I don't associate it with that person.
Okay, that's what's up.
But anyway, you want to ask your question? You want to close out?
I forgot what it was.
Okay.
I'll think about it next week.
So I have a mess today, man. I was actually thinking this week I had a few different ones, but I'll just stick with this one. So we have different things that we contribute to the world, right? So when it comes to relationships, men contribute something, women contribute something, right? But when separation happens, they blame each other. Jay every day said, "Good podcast, guys." 2 flex emojis and a smiley face.
That one view, that was me, sonny. I'm staying.
But whenever separation happens, I find that I hear these conversations all the time. This is my algorithms. It's the relationship dynamic conversations are in my algorithms. And I notice men blame women, women blame men. What I don't see enough of is neither side pointing out what they did to contribute to that situation.
That's true.
That's what Big Maul said. Yeah, great pod, fellas. But neither side is contributing. Neither side is taking the accountability necessary to jump back, think about what they contributed to the situation, and then trying to fix it with that person. It's either some gaslighting going on and some passing the blame. You know, that's all. That's really all I have to say, man. It's just like if you're gonna be in a relationship with somebody and then it breaks up, have at least some sort of humility to yourself. At least be honest with yourself. Jump back, see what it is that you contributed to the demise of your relationship, and at the very least, when you go to be with somebody else, you don't find yourself in that same situation or practicing that same habit. Go check out the No Absolutes podcast with Will Hill, man. That's my homie. That's the guy. This has been
Appreciate you, Jordan.
This has been the first YouTube live episode of the KNoWKi podcast. Wear your crown, build your legacy, kings. It's your man Spaces.
It's Jay every day.
Hey, man, this your boy Maul, man. Me and the John.